So he's a Jewish lawyer. I told him about the Virgin Mary appearing to us. And we brought him a picture back of the Virgin Mary. And I wish he was here today because he'd tell you, that picture saved his daughter from being kidnapped. But anyway, he said, I got good news for you. They're not going to indict your wife. And they're going to indict you with, they're just going to give you probation and maybe a $10,000 fine. I said, that's a miracle right there. Wow. Now, Mother Mary's talking to me every day, but she's not talking to Barbara. I have to tell you this one part. What? Yeah. What'd you say? She said, I don't hear nothing. One morning in Naperville, we're living our daughter. Mother Mary would wake me up at 6 o'clock, 5:30, and tell me all the places she's going to send me that day and people that we're going to meet. And I said, Mother Mary, could you do me a favor? Could you wake up Barbara? Have her turn over, kiss me on the cheek, and tell me she loves me very much. And the Virgin Mary says, okay. So I'm laying in bed, and finally, I have to tell the people how Mother Mary talks to everybody.
So I wake up, and the first thought comes into my mind is to kiss my husband and tell him that I love him very much. And at first I thought, well, I'm nice and warm, I don't know if I'll do that right at the moment, but I will. And the very next thought that came into my mind, very positive, was, he needs to hear it now. And so I immediately turned over, kissed him on the cheek, and told him I loved him very much. And he broke out laughing.
Because I asked Mother Mary to do it, and she did it. So everybody can hear Jesus and Mary. Here's a little thing Mother Mary taught me. If you hear a voice, and you want to check the voice to make sure it's from heaven, ask the voice, do you love the Virgin Mary? The devil will never say he loves the Virgin Mary. Never, never, never. Anyway, many things happen. She's going to help me up good. Oh, I'm going to get that. Oh, he's rushing me now. Okay. I wasn't going to say that. All right, I'm a millionaire. Mother Mary appeared to me. She's talking to me. I'm very happy. I'm very, very, very happy. I said, Mother Mary, could I speak to Jesus? She said, little Ferdinand, there's many things you must do. First, you've got to hear this part because it's very important for everybody. She told me about a woman that I heard years and years ago. I said, Mother Mary, I went to confession about that. She said, listen to this. Unless you ask the person you've hurt to forgive you, you stunt your growth to our Father in heaven. Wow. I said, Mother Mary, I don't know where she is. I don't have her phone number. Oh, she said, I'll give you her number. Oh, I wanted to crawl on the rug. So I had to call this woman. And she was so nice. And she said she always loved me and loved our family. And so I figured, that's it. Well, I had to call my cousin who owed me $1,200 for 10 years. I said, Mother Mary, he won't talk to me. He'll answer the phone, she said. So all these things I had to do. And then, one night, Jesus came. A hand, maybe 6 or 7 feet long, appeared in the room. And he sat me in the palm of his hand. And Mother Mary stood by the wrist. And I say this humbly. Our Lord started to teach me. And he taught me things that I'll never forget. And when Barbara woke up, she wrote them down. and they're beautiful, about your eyes and your ears and your hands and your feet. Never let your feet take you anywhere where Jesus isn't. Never let your eyes look at anything that would offend God. It was beautiful. Now, but I haven't seen Jesus. I heard him and I seen his hand. Now, Jesus comes to me and talks to me. I don't see him this time, but he's standing right here. And he says, Ferdinand, my brother, would you be blind for me? Oh, I started crying right away. I figured he'd feel bad for me and he wouldn't ask me no more. But he's standing right here and he said, Ferdinand, would you be blind for me? I started crying. He said, Ferdinand, would you be in a wheelchair for me? I'm crying worse. But I still had a lot of money. He said, Ferdinand, would you give away all your money? Now this is the worst news I've ever heard. Blind, broke, in a wheelchair. There's no way these lips are saying yes. They're not even moving. They're frozen. And I'm crying. Now my mother and my sister and my wife are there. And they thought I'd have a heart attack because I was crying so bad. It was terrible. And so Jesus is waiting. He asked me, would I? I didn't have to. But he's standing right here and he wanted to know if I would do it. Now he's such a smart guy. He's waiting for an answer, but he sends his mother. I don't see her this time, but she says, little Ferdinand, she has a beautiful voice. My little flower, I love you very much. Take a tear and touch your mother's arm. And yeah. So I touched my mother's arm, and my mother became very calm. Take a tear and touch your sister's arm. My sister became very calm. Take a tear and touch Barbara's cheek. Now the three of them are like at the beach. I'm the only hysterical person left. They're not even worried about me. And the Virgin Mary said to me, and I can't say this any more humbly than I would say it. She said, little Ferdinand, I'm giving you my heart. And I felt this power coming to me. And I said, Lord, do with me what you want. And as soon as I said that, I said to myself, did I say that? Oh my goodness, I'm going to be blind, broken, in a wheelchair. It's too late, I said it. I gave away the money. I had a good time doing that. Oh, I said, Lord, now I'm the only one who knows what's going to happen. I said, Lord, would you place this in Barbara's heart that we won't argue about it? He said, it's done. I said, Lord, I'd like control over her myself like that. That's it. So I took her aside because my mother lived with us for 25 years. And I want my mother to know I'm going to be blind, broken, in a wheelchair. I took my wife aside and I said, Barbara, I'm going to be blind, I'm going to give away all the money, and I'm going to be in a wheelchair.
And I said, it's okay, Ferdinand. Everything is going to be all right.
Everything's going to be okay. I went like this. Hello, anybody home? I'm going to be blind, broken, in a wheelchair. You're going to be fine. Many things happen. Many, many things. When I had $300,000, I have to tell you this part. I had $300,000 left. I was writing checks, and our son is a stockbroker, and he handled our account. And one day he called me up, and he said, Dad, it's none of my business, but if you keep writing checks this size, you're going to be broke. You're going to be broke. And I didn't say nothing. And then he said, Jesus loves you. That's it. Well, now there's $300,000 left. I'm going to write a check to a guy for $50,000. And Father Tom, my spiritual director, oh, I have to back up. The priest that didn't like me, he's my spiritual director. When Mother Mary told me to call him, call your brother, Father, and tell him he's going to be your spiritual director. When I called him,